Okay, Shalom. Shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Hoholoyimla. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Bahashim Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and that by the Spirit taught us His beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and H.I.M that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Wach. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And I just wanted to touch on this article. And mainly, the scripture talks about how you're not to tempt the Lord thy God. That's straight out of Yahweh Shai's mouth, which he comes in the volume of the book, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And Esau, he's the total opposite of what the scripture says. He's really adverse to what the scripture says. That's what that word Satan goes into. Adversary. He's an adversary to the Lord. He's an adversary to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That's why, it's nothing but him to tempt the Lord in so many ways. He'll go out and skydive. He'll climb, all these fucking mountains, possibly freeze to death, lose his damn fingers and toes from frostbite. He'll jump into these oceans with sharks. He's jumping from helicopters. He's jumping from planes. He's X-gaming it. He's, skiing down a motherfucking slope with an avalanche behind him. He doesn't care. This is Esau Edom. This is an attribute of this man. And he is being revealed in these last days. But it says Rhino, conservationist, 58, gored to death by a 13-kilogram rare beast he helped rescue while out on the early morning patrol. So-called white, there's some Edomite shit, because Jake and I out fucking with no rhinos, man. Them animals is huge, bro. Enormous. And this is a double horn one right here. Okay, so it says he was on a morning patrol with this team when one of the double horn rhinos burst out of the cover and impaled him. Now, I was just looking at the Ox video. The brother Allah, he was going into a video with, I think that might have been Jake, though, being impaled by one of them fucking big ass bulls, man. He caught it bad. I couldn't even, I'm looking at the video like, God damn, bro, he can stomach it a little bit better than me, but god damn, bro. But this is a big ass animal, man, and these horns on these animals are, even if they're not sharp, for them to be that heavy. And for them to be as fast as they are and as strong as they are, if they connect with you, it's a done deal. You're done. It's a wrap. Okay, so it says, let me see here. It says the incident happened around 10:30 a.m. Thursday. By the time emergency services arrived at the scene, he had succumbed to the horrific injuries and was pronounced dead. This particular guy says he ran an armed private security firm protecting wild rhinos. He was on a morning patrol when his team protecting the rare white and black rhinos from lethal poaching gangs. His team were trying to track a black rhino through GPS device strapped to his ankle to check up on it when the incident happened. Now that says a lot right there, because who's the cunning hunter? The scripture talks about Esau. He's the cunning hunter. That's another way of identifying who this man is. 2 Thessalonians 2:3 talks about how the man of sin, the son of perdition, must be revealed. But the scriptures clearly says that Esau will be a cunning hunter. Now, how do you think they got a fucking GPS tracker on the ankle of one of these rhinos? They tracked him. They hunted him down. They shot him with a dart. They hit him with that medicine. You know what I'm saying? Tranquilizer. Tranked the fucking rhino. Put him to sleep for some hours. Put the GPS on him and let him go. And that's Esau. And this is the very same thing that he wants to do with just people in general. This man is plotting to put a GPS tracker or a micro C-hip, that mark of the beauty in the beast, in every person that's on this planet, man. This is his technology. This is what he does, man. And he's in control of the planet. That's how, Job 9:24, it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not wearing, who is he? This man is all the way in Africa with a security team, so-called, microchipping or, GPSing these animals, man, when he shouldn't even be there. And I'm going to grab a quick script real quick because I ain't going to keep this long. This is just a little pre-camp lesson. It says, tributes were paid to him by his friends and colleagues who held him as a very good man. Field Ranger, another guy, 27, who trained by him, said he was very good at his job. And I was told he was out trying to track down a black rhino. Something went very wrong, and they came face to face, and my friend was badly gored. Well, they came face to face. Yeah, something definitely went went wrong. But let's get the scriptures on what went wrong. See, we get it. You know what I'm saying? He was in the right place at the right time. In fact, this is Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 13. It says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? Nah, I don't pity him. You know, the average person, and you go into the comment boards, you got a few people in there that's like, because see, you got so-called white people, they really think that they're doing good when they're helping animals. But the thing of it is they'll treat an animal better than they'll treat a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American. They have a total disgust for actual humans. But when it comes to these animals, they got all this love. You know what I'm saying? And it's really because they just be speaking as a man, Esau, he's a damn animal himself, man. He's a fucking animal himself, man. Anyway, so we're not pitying, what happened to this guy, because this is stupid as hell. Said there were no shots fired. The rhino was not hurt. They say he was a very good man. Yeah, sure he was. Another close friend described him as a dedicated professional who was very tough and bushwise and spent his life out in the wilds looking for the bad guys. His loss has been deeply felt among the anti-poaching community, and it is even more tragic that his life was taken by the very animals he was trying to keep safe. The injury was basically untreatable without immediate medical help, which was not available. And so that's pretty much about it on it. Let me see. Yeah, he will be sadly missed, won't he? He was on foot when the tragic incident occurred. Another member of the team was slightly injured. Look at this nigga. I don't know, man, because when these people be out here poaching and they be doing what they doing and trying to get them horns and stuff like that, this be shit that Edomites be into. And, you have those South Africans or, Hamites. They be out there doing it, but they just doing it, to get the money. They just trying to get paid. But the one that's paying the money and that really wants these horns is these damn Edomites, man. It's them. These are the ones that's running throughout the earth. You know what I'm saying? Just got a goddamn zoo everywhere. They running throughout the earth. They just, tranquilizing all these different types of animals. They're shipping them to all these different cities, and then they call them zoos. And people come to pay to see these damn animals look all depressed and oppressed and just looking sad because they're out of their habitat, man. All for the entertainment. And Esau, he done that to you so-called blacks. He had human zoos. So again, we're not feeling sorry for this dude, man. You know what I'm saying? This is, he he tempted the Lord. He's out there doing some shit in them bushes that he shouldn't. Ain't no telling what he been doing, Ain't no telling what he been doing to these animals. He probably out there fronting, because that's how Esau get down too. He probably out there fronting like he's the one protecting them, and he might be the very one that's out there doing the most of the poaching, man. So I didn't want to keep this long. It was just something that I seen. I know the Ak had put that video up of that was a gory situation with homeboy. I think he caught it in his ass, man. You know what I'm saying? With the damn bull, ended up, just a tough. It was a hard look, man. I couldn't really even look at that shit. But yeah, he caught it bad, man. But that's dealing with these. You dealing with these animals in a way that you shouldn't be. You shouldn't even be fucking with these animals like how these people be fucking with these animals, man. Here you go, a guy, he petting a damn lion. And then everybody, he wondering why he done got his ass mauled up. You are here in these oceans, fucking with these sharks and stuff, man. Fucking with these whales and, just doing all, man. Esau, he just got to go, man. He does too much. He does too much, man. Now, the scripture talks about how we will be over the animals as a people. But see, Esau, he goes too far. The shit that he be doing is just retarded, bro. When it comes to the shit that he be doing to these animals, bro. And so I'm going to end out there. I just, found it interesting. Yeah, you don't tempt the Lord, man. We stick to the scripts of the scriptures, man, and use wisdom, man. You can give me this kind of job. Like, for real. So with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah in the Bible Ball.